Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we'll be discussing about the intentions and precedence. Now at a high level overview we have already discussed on what intentions are and how they help in the secure service communication. Now along with the GUI way of doing things, it is also important that you are aware about the commands related to the intentions specifically for the CLI. So let's quickly revise. Intentions define access control for services via connect and are used to control which service may establish connection or make request. This is something that we already know. Now when you discuss about the CLI command, there are four primary commands that you should know. One is consul intention create web and DB. So what this will do, it will allow the web service to talk to the DB service. A very simple CLI command to understand. Second is consul intention create hyphen deny db and star. So here you will see that at the end you have the source service and you have the destination service. So in this case we can easily identify that this rule will deny the database service, which is a source service, from initiating a connection to any other service. So this is a wildcard here. Third interesting command which is also widely used is consul intention check web and DB. So what this will do, it will check the connection attempt between the two services, whether it will be authorized or not. So it will show you if it will be allowed or denied. And fourth is consul intention match DB. So this will go ahead and match all the intentions for communicating to the database service. So let's jump into practical and look into how this would work. Now for today's demo, I have two services, front-end service and the back-end service, and we'll go ahead and we'll be playing around with intentions, not via the GUI initially, but with the help of CLI. So as of now, here you see that there are no intentions that are available. So let's go ahead and create an intention. So I'll say consul intention create front-end service and backend service. Great. So it went ahead and created an intention for front-end communication to backend and it is allowed. So here you see automatically a intention got created. Second thing is a deny rule over here. So let's try it out. So I'll say consul intention create hyphen deny front-end service and I'll put it as star. So you can add it something similar to this. And now within the intention, you see one more intention has been created. Third and a very interesting one, this will also help you while you are writing the policies, is to verify if the connection attempt is authorized or not. So let's try it out. So you can say consul intention check front-end service and back-end service. So here you see it states allowed. So if it would had not been allowed, then it would had shown as denied. And the last one is to find all the intentions for communicating with a specific service. So let's say consul intention match backend service, for example. So it will show you all the intentions where the backend service would be involved. Now, one interesting thing here is in the first rule, front-end service is allowed to communicate with a back-end service. And then front-end service is not allowed to communicate with any other service. So which rule will take precedence is something that is an interesting question. And the answer lies in the precedence over here. So here you see that each rule has its associated precedence. The deny one has a precedence of 6 and the allow one has a precedence of 9. And this is how it would work. So let's look into it in great detail. So discussing about precedence, the permission precedence is applied top to bottom. So from top it will be applied to bottom, and for any given request, the first permission to match in the list is terminal and stop further evaluation. So what that basically means is that if this specific permission matches, then it will stop here. It will not go down further. So in this example, since our precedence of 9s, we already know it goes from top to bottom. So from the top at the precedence of 9, there is a allow rule for front end service to communicate with the back end service. And because of this, it is allowed. So it will not look at the lower rule which goes ahead and it denies it. Now, if you look into the documentation associated with the intentions, let's go a bit down. So there is a precedence and a match order. So now one of the question that comes is how exactly is this precedence score decided and can we modify it? So in terms of modification, no, you cannot modify it, but let's look into how it is calculated in first place. So it states that you have a source namespace. If it is exact, the source name is exact, destination namespace exact, and the destination name is exact, then the precedence is 9. So if you look here, let's also show you. So the source namespace and the destination namespace is default. So we'll be discussing about namespace in the later videos, but just at this stage know that this is default right now. And the source service and the destination service is also an exact match over here. So that is why the precedence is 9. Now, if you look into the second rule, you have a source service which is exact and a destination service. This is not exact. This is a wildcard over here. However, the source namespace and destination namespace are exact. So let's look here. So when you have a source namespace and a destination namespace of exact, the source name is exact. So in this case, the source is front-end service. This is exact. However, the destination is not exact. This is a wildcard. And this is the reason why you have a precedence of 6. Alright. So now let's take an example. So let's say you have a source name and destination name of wildcard. So then that would be precedence of 5. Let's try it out. So in fact, let's create a rule. So I'll say wildcard, all service, namespace, default, and let's say deny. So now you see it got a precedence of 5. And let's also look into the last one where everything is a wildcard. There is no exact match over here. Then the precedence becomes 1. So let's try it out. So you have a wildcard on the source destination, and I'll also add a wildcard in the source destination namespace. Let's put it as deny. I'll do a save. And you see the associated precedence score will be 1. So whenever a permission needs to be applied, it will go from top to bottom. If it matches the precedence of 9, it will stop here itself. It will not look into the deny rule. And this is the reason why when you do a console intention check from front end to back end, it shows as allowed. That's great. So I hope at a high level overview, you understood the basics of running the intention specific CLI commands and also the importance of precedence while you are writing the intention rules. So with this, we'll conclude today's video.